Well, welcome back. Okay, the theme for this time is called Preserving the Environment, Markets or Government. Obviously, this is a hot topic. It has been for a long time. People are concerned about environmental issues, everything from conserving valuable or precious resources or places of beauty to the issues that have arisen with what has been called climate change or global warming. The issue is that what is the nature of these problems? What causes them? And what are the solutions to effectively and efficiently and reasonably handle them? I want to approach this by talking about two elements of this, which explain, I think, the causes of a lot of these problems, and then perhaps the avenues to try to at least minimize the concerns that people have about them. The first I want to talk about is the tragedy of the commons. Okay, and I want to give two examples of what I'm getting at this. Let us suppose that the three young ladies here, these three young ladies, wanted to drink an ice cream soda. And an ice cream soda costs $3. But each one of them only has $1. So they decide to pool their $3 together and to buy one large ice cream soda. Now, since each of them have equally contributed to the price of buying the ice cream soda, each one of them has an equal right to insert a straw into the ice cream soda and to start drinking it. Now, let's suppose that you're a sipper. You like to take a little sip and just savor it, enjoy it, make it last, okay? So you're the sipper. You like to make it last as long as possible. Now you, on the other hand, you're the gulper. You like to take that straw, gone, 1, 2, 3. Right? That's good. 2 seconds, it's gone. And you're somewhere in between. You're not a sipper, but you're not a gulper. Okay? You're just somewhere in between. Don't feel bad. Now, since each of them owns the ice cream soda, they've each contributed $1 to purchase it. Each of them, therefore, has an equal right to put a straw in the ice cream soda. What happens when each of them then proceeds to consume the ice cream soda at the rate of consumption that they prefer? The sipper versus the gulper versus somebody in the middle. Now, since you see that she's a gulper, if you keep sipping, there's going to be nothing to sip pretty quick because she's gulped it all down. How will her behavior tend to modify your behavior? You could try to reason with her. Oh, try sipping for a change. No, I'm a gulper. Well, you're drinking too fast. I won't have any. Who cares? I paid my $1. I have a right to drink as much as I want. How will her behavior start modifying yours, perhaps?
Drink a little faster.
Drink a little faster. Right, because there's nothing going to be left at all. You gulper, you. So embarrassing. Now, this is an example, I would suggest, of what economists call the tragedy of the commons. When everyone owns something, no one owns it, right? It's a shared common property, the ice cream soda. But no one person owns it. And since each one has equal access, they're going to act the way that they prefer to use that resource. And if one wants to consume it more rapidly than others, the people who would be less consumptive in that way will have their behavior influenced to consume a lot more of it quicker because they can't control her behavior. Since it belongs to everyone, it belongs to no one, and you, the sipper, you can't tell her how to act. She has as much right to use that common property as you. As a result, it will be consumed more rapidly than many of the common owners would like. And even those who would prefer to consume it at a slower rate, right, the sipper of the ice cream soda, will end up drinking it faster than would be her preferred rate of consumption. Another example. I was in the Fiji Islands several years ago, and a group of us at this conference I was at were coming to really hate the hotel food. And so we decided to go into a local town and to have, I think it was Indian food or Japanese food. There was a restaurant there. And so we all get into this taxi and we're going on sort of like this rickety, unpaved road, into town. And this cow crosses the road. And the taxi cab driver waits as it slowly goes. And the cow is like emaciated, it's barely moving, you can see its ribs, through the skin. I said, whose cow is this? And the driver said, people cow, people cow. I said, what do you mean people cow? Belong to Fiji people, belong to Fiji people. I said, well, I know it belongs to somebody here in the, but who? No, it belongs to all Fiji people, people cow. This is the collective cow herd. Now, since the cows belong to everyone, the Fiji people, it belongs to nobody. So nobody has an interest in feeding it, caring for it, seeing that it's healthy. Why? Because if they care for it and feed it, they don't get any benefit from it. Okay, psychological benefit, but there's no benefit from it. Someone else might abuse it, or if it's fattened up, might kill it for meat. And you can't stop them because it belongs to all the people, and therefore to no one. One other example from the American history. In the 19th century, a large part of what is the United States on the map, west of the Mississippi River, the prairies, the Rocky Mountain areas, were unorganized territories. They hadn't been made into states yet. And these were unorganized territories owned by the federal government. And therefore, they were the property of everyone, right? The property of all Americans. They started building railroads across the prairies, across the Rocky Mountains to go to California. And the trains would come across the prairies, and there'd be these large buffalo herds, the American bison. And of course, the train would have to stop as, the herds are going across the railway track. And for sport, people would just pull out their pistols or rifles. Everyone had a pistol and rifle back then. Doesn't everybody? And everyone would pull out their pistols and rifles and start shooting the buffalo, the bison, out the train windows for sport. It wasn't for food, it wasn't for the animal skin, just for the sport of it, while you're waiting for the herd to pass to move on, and you'll never be back that way again, perhaps. Now, of course, nobody was giving thought, are you killing too many? Because, of course, the next train comes, and if the herd is crossing the track again, another group of people just randomly and indiscriminately are shooting and killing the buffalo. Nobody gave any thought to this. And if someone had thought, well, too many being killed, what if we kill so many that they can't maintain themselves, right? No, not enough for natural reproduction. Why, they could go extinct. If someone had thought that and said to the other people in the train car, well, please, don't shoot, you're gonna wipe them out. Who cares, they don't belong to me. I'll never be this way again, they're not my buffalo. Well, you see, it belongs to everybody and it belongs to nobody. Let me contrast that with some other animals. I've never heard, I don't think you've heard, normally, other than the Fiji Islands, I suppose, about cattle being an endangered species. Why? Because cattle are owned by people. You have a cattle ranch, a dairy farm. And are the cattle on the dairy farm, on the cattle ranch, maintained, preserved, fed, tended for in terms of shelters or barns for them? Of course. Why? Because the owner will bear the cost if he fails to care for the animal. If he allows the cattle to wander loosely and wildly and get lost someplace, or they get caught in some underbrush or fall into some ravine and get killed, well, the burden falls on him. That's less cattle to sell for meat, or fewer dairy cows to earn money from selling the milk. So he has an incentive to care for the herd. In Africa, I understand, along the Nile River, crocodiles are in some places an endangered species because people shoot the crocodiles with no thought to whether they're overkilling them.